Hello everyone, welcome back to Oblivion. Off screen I did some looting of the Mages Guild. I didn't get much. 2 torches, 3 sweet rolls that happen to be over here. This chest had some potions in it, but I actually found some I didn't notice on my first go through. The Mysticism skill book, The First Hold Revolt. I figure I should point that out. Everything else in here has been looted, however. So, let's go to those little side quests, Through a Nightmare Darkly and Tears of the Savior. Through a Nightmare Darkly is trippy as hell, so let's go to it first. However, if memory serves, my attribute of intelligence is still damaged, so I'm going to go have that fixed up. Yeah, still damaged. I'm still stupider than I should be. More stupid. The fact that I can't quite figure out how to say more stupid in one word probably is indicative of intelligence damage anyway. Hello!
Hail, sir.
You're wearing chainmail! You're actually wearing a full suit of armor. I believe there's bonuses for that. No, there isn't. Never mind. You're wearing chainmail too. Good job. Yep. Pray to the chapel!
Good to see you.
Really? Alright, 24 hours. I swear it had been longer than 24 hours that it took me to, go through the chapel, but I guess I was just really quick. If my name was Jack, I might even be able to make a joke about that. As is, my name is not Jack. I got Zot in. My intelligence is now 35. Yay. Now I can use this again, because it is still 70 magicka. This is going to take a while. Yes, I did in fact do that for no real reason. Memory serves, wasn't there a Nern route around here, or was that something I've already looted? It may have been something I already looted. Also, did I remember to re-equip the Phylactery of Lethness? That is such a hard thing to say. It's not like Morrowind name level, but it's pretty hard. One of the things I do like that Oblivion did is that, while it made the names less alien, it also made them easier to say, so us poor Let's Players aren't trying to turn our tongues into knots. Alright. Let's go to Breville. Whoop! Yeah, but you can also pray at the Altar of the Nine in any other chapel. In any other city, because that's how it works in this game. I mean, really. Oh, for some reason there is a random mushroom in the middle of the road there. I have no idea why there is that. I managed to fall down. Well done, mate. And there's lots of random fly animitas just lying around. Not sure why. It's supposed to represent that the Breville is supposed to be kind of run down and decrepit. So I can buy that. Ah! By the way, Nern words do make a noise. Listen. Yeah. Another Nern route. How many does that put me at? 16. Not bad at all. Not bad at all. Alright.
An honor to be sure. What is it? It's you. What can I do for you tonight? Knowledge is... Far be it from me to criticize my patron and sovereign. Breville obviously flourishes under his wise and beneficent rule.
Someone's bitter.
Not only has...
What?
Okay, let's slap this guy with the charming effect. I know I have some. That's 10 points, so I'm pretty sure. Yep, 12 points.
I saw him. What can I do? Far. Take your time.
Okay, he has 88 disposition.
Fine.
If he'll tell me something else, I don't
can't
know how to
stand the
activate
sight
it
of
past
those
88. So why is he
day.
wearing ebony? That's kind of rare.
Greetings to you.
How are you today?
Where'd you get that ebony
Fantastic.
armor, Fathus Aaron?
I've sighted the Forlorn Watchman again. Every
What?
time I see that ghost, it gives me the creeps. I heard that
topic.
one of the Skingrad mages was assaulted, but I don't know the details.
I see. Goodbye.
You seem quite intrigued.
Right, she's just here. How did
Are
I
you
miss
ready?
that? Lead on.
You've got the
I
hands of a
understand
smith.
Tadros Helen
Must have
has
spent
more
some time
jobs than she
repairing
knows
your
what to
gear.
do with. She's very eager to help out her guild.
Is
She's
that a
always busy.
That's a Daedric short sword. Either she's a very good conjurer and managed to bind it permanently, or she's very rich. Or the level list is being doofy again, like how random-ass bandits somehow have Daedric and glass armor. Well, actually, no, random-ass bandits won't carry Daedric armor. Random-ass marauders carry Daedric armor, because obviously there's a difference between the two. And mechanically there is, logically there shouldn't be. And the food in here is stealing, so I'm not going to bother.
Well, as you can see, Henantir's right here, and he's trapped in his dream world.
Yep. What can you tell me about the Forlorn Watchman?
I don't know much about that ghost, but some say he died in a horrible shipwreck. I would stay away from him if I were you. Bad omen. Each night he wanders the shore of Nibbin Bay. Then he stops and looks mournfully out to sea. If you're interested, you may want to see Gilgondaron at Silverholm on the water. When it comes to local legends, he's the best source in town.
Alright, let's get back to the topics then.
Some say that
Recommendation?
time for you to see where the real power of the guild lies. Romanus Polus will want to speak with you. Head to the Arcane University.
Meh, okay. What do you say about Henantir?
We aren't going far, so no need to prepare for a long journey. In fact, he's still in town. More I can't say aloud without risk of others hearing.
I don't think that properly, was meant to be here, because that doesn't make any sense in this context whatsoever. Here, so that's kind of dumb.
I told him that trying to travel into one's own dreams is risky, but as usual, he didn't listen to me. Always has to do things his way. Henantir constructed a magical device he called the Dream World Amulet. With this device, one can enter his own mind and experience dreams.
Magic.
True, but this is different. When you enter your dreams with the amulet, you're in full command of a dreamlike replica of yourself. All your thoughts, your skills, and your talents travel there with you. Think of it as exploring a new land, but a land within your own mind. Henantir created the amulet to see if he could use his dreams as a training ground to help better himself. I don't know all of the details, but the amulet is a conduit to get to that training ground. It's been 3 days, and he's been stuck in his dreams. I've watched him all that time, and he hasn't been up at all. The only way to save him is to put on the Dream World Amulet and go to sleep. Only then can you hopefully find out what's happened in there.
Alright.
I fear that anyone he knows won't be able to help him in there. Since I'm in his memories, he may dismiss me as a figment of his dreams.
That actually makes sense.
The only chance is for a total stranger to enter his dreams. When you're ready to do this, I'll give you the amulet. Only I know the secret way it can be removed from his neck.
You mean a sharp sword? Alright, now what do you say about Henantier?
My poor Henantier.
Yours?
I shudder to think what's happened to him in there.
Interesting. Feelings?
You'll have to be very careful in there. If Henantier intended it as a training ground, there's no telling what you may encounter.
Alright.
Don't take this sojourn lightly. The recesses of the mind can be the darkest place of all.
Alright, Right, I need to put on the amulet, don't I? What?
Are you prepared to enter
Right, you're
the
supposed to talk
dream
to her
world?
again. Right.
All right, please come back soon.
I noticed the
I'll
book
wait
over
for
there. It
you
might be a
here.
skill book. Let's give it a look.
Don't take this sojourn lightly. The recesses of the mind can be the darkest place of
You
all.
already said that. Shut up or I stab you. I won't actually stab her. Just for being annoying. You have to be very annoying. Ah, Mystery of Talara, Volume 5. I know that's a skill book. Pretty sure it's illusion.
Are you prepared?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Please, use the extra bed here. If you sleep too far from Henantier, it may not work. I'll watch over you both to make sure you're safe.
And that's how the hero
Oh
of
my,
Koch
I
died.
almost forgot. Henantier once told me that if he's killed in his dreams, anyone that's in there with him will die as well. So do be careful.
Stakes high, I guess.
Now is the time for sleep. How I wish I could go with you.
You could try, I don't think it'd work well. Fun fact, the Dreamworld Amulet actually uses a similar model to the Amulet of Kings. It's simply not the same model. See? It's a reskinned Amulet of Kings, without the key that makes it go over any armor. Yep. The
My
amulet
word.
prevents me
You
from
stopped
using any...
me.
Well,
Are you real? I've lost my way. This place looks so familiar, but I can't
Oh, boy.
remember how I got here. Can you help me?
looks like my equipment is gone, so I'm gonna have to rely on my skill.
This place is so strange. Dream world, you say? It's more like a nightmare. I don't like this place at all. I feel like I shouldn't be here.
You really shouldn't.
There must be an exit around here somewhere. I'd explore this place, but I'm afraid I just don't have the courage to do so.
Makes sense.
How could I be so careless? What's the matter with me?
Quite a bit.
I know I've lost something. Yes, that's it. I've lost many things in this strange place. Would you please help me?
I can give it a shot. Gonna search the place. I'd get some clothes, but I don't need clothes. Still, if I could find something like a weapon or a suit of armor, that would be lovely. The test of patience. Test of perception. A crate with an hourglass.
We must get out of this place.
Alright. Calipers and yarn. I don't even have my torches. Food! Grab all that, just in case I can make some potions later on. And who knows, it might process over. Fun fact, in Skyrim, these covered pots actually can contain loot. Test of courage. Interesting. Test of resolve. The door to that is covered in blood. How reassuring! A book that is leaning on nothing. Ah, healing potions! Gimme! And food. More interested in the potions. Let's try the test of courage first. I don't actually remember this quest. Alright. Breathe. Weak potion of the sea. I get it. supposed to just swim a lot. Another weak potion in the sea. I'm going to be using these right when my air runs out, because then there'll be a total refill. I figure that makes sense. Grotto of Courage. These actually use a similar model and internal mechanism to sigil stones. Interesting, isn't it? How's the Dream World amulet now is continuously silencing me. Lovely.
We must get out. Have you found an exit to this place yet? We must escape.
You're not even responding to the fact that I got your courage back. Okay, let's get to the test of resolve. I probably have decent resolve, I guess. Plus I have healing potions. Courage will be locked now. What will resolve do? Also, you do need those potions at times. Just, yeah. Ooh. Me and the longsword and the lightning. I'll grab the set of Daedric, but not the set of glass. I'll use the staff as an opener and use the armor as well. Edgy looking armor. I softened them up. That's going to make my life a lot easier. This is actually modeled in the arena, which should be pretty easy to notice, honestly. Sure, I could, you know, stand and fight them fairly, but I don't have a shield, so sod that, eh? There's always going to be one blade, one blunt, and one magic staff in there. For hopefully obvious reasons, I suggest always using the magic staff as your main method of defense. This is also where those weak potions of healing will very much come in handy. The Minotaurs also carry silver warhammers, but that's unlike. Unless you're doing this at a very low level, that's not likely to be better than what you have. Actually, no, that one is a steel warhammer, or possibly a fine steel one. It's always hard to tell. Alright. There we go. Both Dreamworld Minotaurs are slain. And now this rises up, which I've always thought when I first dealt with it was really cool. This is a nice reuse of assets. It's not just the same thing. It's clearly the same assets, but they've also tipped it around, messed it up, changed the skins, changed the situation, changed the context. They've actually used this area up here. I know, I've had in tears resolved. And I kept my, you know, gear, which is helpful. I'll wait for an hour. Perception and patience are what remains. Let's go for perception. The trick, from what I recall, is walking on the right rock. Ow! Right, you need to look at the rocks to make sure you don't get crushed by, well, rocks. Probably should have remembered that. That would have been nice. Jump over that. Now these are going to start falling. I want to stop in the middle of these, though. Then they'll raise back up and you can, you know, get going. Watch out for that pressure plate, though, that's right there. Now we go this way. Don't step on these pressure pads. Element of perception.
We must get out of this place.
I'm working on it. Hold your pit. Hold your horses, or whatever the term is. Mysterious scroll. The trick with this is very simple. You want to follow the same rune all the way through. It starts with the 4x4, where you follow this one. So, that means that. Simple, eh? This one is a bit bigger. We start here, obviously. And it's forward 1, 2. 1, 2, 1, 2. 1, 2, 1. 2 up, 1 right. 2, 1. Up 1, right 2, up. Very simple. And then we have the final one. This one's a bit harder. Follow the ones that look sort of like a Ankh. To the edge here. Right, 1 past the edge. Up 2, right 1. 1, 2, 1. Up 2. Left. 1, 2, 3. Then down. Then straight left. Then up. There you go. Now, if you have really high health, you can just brute force these, but I wouldn't recommend it.
Please, help me. I can't remember anything. I feel as though I'll be trapped here forever. And I don't even know why.
Here you go.
But how? What you say must be the truth. I feel strange. I can see now what you were saying was no story at all, but the truth, and I'm a fool. I
Yes,
had no
you are.
idea that the amulet could hold such power over me.
It's dreams.
I set out to create a way to conquer my failings, but it seems the tables had turned, and they conquered me. I don't know how you did it, but I thank you. Now, we must wake from this dream and take our places in the real world again. Farewell.
Okay. And now we have all our stuff back.
It's good to see you in the real world. I'm indebted to you for rescuing me from my nightmare. I suppose thanks are only a small token of my appreciation. Allow me to reward you for your bravery.
All right.
I'm afraid I don't have much in the way of coin, but allow me to present you with something that may help in your travels.
Oh? What are your rumors?
Archmage trade.
Nothing special.
Farewell, friend.
I don't remember what we actually get from this, but it shouldn't be too hard to find, given our inventory status. Wait, I still have the Ring of Burden on me! I forgot to unequip that! What a dingus I am. What did he give me? I don't actually remember what he gave me. I'm not seeing anything new. Just some potions or something?
Hello, associate. Now that Henantier has returned,
I guess.
things are as they should be.
Rumors?
I don't know what Archmage...
We get it already! He doesn't like
I do hope our
necromancy!
paths
This is kind of
cross again.
controversial, because... I don't know. Reasons. Shut up. I need to go put this Ring of Burden away. Actually, is the Ring of Burden even worth keeping around? It is a unique item, so, you know what? Let's go put it in the chapel. Later generations can bullshit it as a divine test from the Crusader to test your might and see if you can fight even with 150 pounds on your finger. Or some dumb bullshit like that, you know? As is, it's just loot that I don't want anymore. Because it's kind of shitty loot. It's 150 pounds, it doesn't do anything. I mean, really. Yes, it does, and it's honestly probably one of the more powerful magics, right up there with Illusion, because Illusion lets you turn invisible, aka not get smacked, and it lets you, you know, paralyze people. I mean, you can smack them without having any issues. Also, I should probably put the Ring of the Crusader and the Ring of Khajiit on here, and the Weatherward Circlet, I guess, and the Pentamagic Loop. I guess I could keep that around. I don't want those arrows in there, though. Maybe he gave me a book? I'm not sure if I knew Fearful Gaze and... Ah, he gave me books, didn't he? That's good, actually. I don't need the Mages Guild Charter. I really don't. Yes, I do. That is a very nice spell. 25 points of healing. And, apologies, ladies and gentlemen. That was not remotely intended. Let's get back to seeing... Ah, Fearful Gaze. Let's learn it. Demoralize up to level 7. Honestly, Demoralize overall is just not very useful. Summon Zivileye. That's actually good to know if I can actually cast that. Let's see if that new spell is actually more efficient than my low-end spells. 100 points for 50 Magicka. That's 49 Magicka. That averages out to 2 points of Magicka. This is 4 points of Magicka. This is slightly better than 2 points of Magicka. Heal Minor Wounds is very Magicka efficient, honestly. However, Heal Superior Wounds does have an advantage in that it is somewhat over time. However, it is also objectively worse than Heal Major Wounds because this heals... Because 4 casts of this equal 1 cast of this for 1 less Magicka. It will, however, take less time, so in combat, I'd say Heal Superior Wounds is a better choice. Unless, of course, you intend to use other spells. In which case, maybe some issues. It's one of the things with magic, it's kind of hard to actually determine. Let's go find the Tears of the Savior. Actually, let's go for the full join the Mages Guild thing. Because that's at the same place as the Tears of the Savior, basically. Open the gate. No matter how hard you try, the gate will not move. That's because I haven't been let into this properly. Hello, Raminus.
Associate. It seems you've obtained the final recommendation you required.
Yep. Rumors?
The Major...
Hieronymus Lex?
He's that Imperial Watch captain that's always chasing after the Grey Fox and the Thieves Guild.
He's right.
Chasing after shadows, if you ask me. The Thieves Guild probably doesn't exist.
Does.
It's a sure bet the Gray Fox doesn't either.
Does.
The Arcane University has been here for nearly as long as the Mages Guild has been in Cyrodiil. It has been our home for ages.
Good. Good for you. You have a home. Recommendation?
I have received recommendations from all the local guild halls in Cyrodiil. You've done well for yourself. You may now enter the university. As
Yay.
a full-fledged member of the Mages Guild, I now also promote you to the rank of apprentice and grant you the robe of the apprentice.
It's shit.
Take a moment and try it on. Then we shall speak of what comes next for you. Hello, wizard.
Well met.
Seriously.
What's new with
It's
you?
shit.
I understand.
Look at that. It's shit. Shit.
Daedra worship has become increasingly prevalent in the...
You actually have to wear it. No.
Somerset.
Good. Okay. Tears of the Savior, please.
It seems... What can I help you?
Oh, you sell things
Let's
to
do
me now.
business.
Right, because I'm an actual proper person now. Rumors?
The mages... I rarely leave the university, as I have all I need right here.
Nice.
If you need ingredients, try Ogier Georic at the main ingredient.
Alright, what can you tell me about Garridan's tears?
You aren't the first person to go looking for those. Quite a remarkable story, really. I know a bit about it.
It's a pretty cool story, too. Let's hear it.
Certainly. Garridan was a knight who lorded over a small village of peaceful farmers. One harvest summer, there was a horrible drought. The farmers appealed to Garridan to discover a solution. He spent a week consulting with sages until one of them mentioned a possibility. The sage told him of an artifact called the Everflow Ewer. The vessel, which looked like a silver pitcher, was said to supply endless water.
It's just like it's from D&D or something. It totally is.
Yes, indeed. Legend has it that Garridan found the ewer, and that it was guarded by a fearsome creature. It is also said that the creature froze him. When Garridan realized his quest was a failure, and he wouldn't be able to return and save the farmers, he began to shed some tears. As the ice enveloped him, some of his tears were frozen as well. Some even say that the divine, Mara, took pity on the poor knight. To commemorate his kind heart, she imbued the tears with some sort of magical power. That's only rumor, though. You know, if you're really interested in more, there's a book I read once called Nightfall. It may have more about Garridan.
Okay, first, Mara, if you want to give a divine blessing to the man, don't make his tears magic. Make the water flow for the people he died for, okay?
I think I saw a copy last time I was at the first edition bookshop in the Market District. Please visit me again anytime.
Just, really, Mara, that's kind of a dink move. Really. You're a god. You should actually understand the idea. Grumble, 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 grumble. Grumble, grump.
How are you today?
Grump.
You have my ear, citizen.
No. Anyway, let's get to the Market District. I probably should have fast traveled there now that I think about it, but I did want some time to talk. Yeah, I'm Grand Champion of that game. You don't need to tell me that. First edition. I want a copy of Nightfall.
Go ahead, please.
Rumors?
I understand that Authorellos isn't a bad man to talk to, if you need to learn how not to be seen.
Good to know.
I offer the finest goods
where's
and lowest
Nightfall?
prices in all Cyrodiil.
This amuses me. Here we go, Nightfall. I'll buy it.
That
I could haggle it lower, but why bother? Ah, the Armorer's Challenge. That's an Armorer skill book. I'd buy it and read it if I didn't already, have maxed Armorer.
Good.
Let's read a book, ladies and gentlemen. Nightfall. The Legend of Garridan Stalros, as told by Jaron Aethelwald, squire and friend. Apparently this is an entire book about heroism and chivalry and knights. It'd be kind of cool if there was a whole book's worth of knight stuff, but in general, Elder Scrolls books aren't actually the length of knights. You know? And so it came to pass that on the first month before the harvest, nary a decent crop could be found in the drought-ridden fields of Farmantle Glens. 27 families, their bellies sunken and empty, turned to their lordship who had been so fair to them in hard times before. The man ruled not with an iron gauntlet, but with a soft touch of silken kindness. My lord, Garridan Stalros, knight-errant of Farmantle Glens. I watched sadly as my lord Garridan looked out at the withered fields before him from his meager stone keep, and cursed the luck that tinted the skies and stopped the rain from falling. The families in his charge would not last the winter, which was always bitter and cold in the northern reaches of the Gerals. His own supply of grain was already picked clean. There was barely enough to sustain him for the months ahead. I know if my lord had the food there, he would have shared it gladly, allowing his charges to pay him back in whatever time or manner they could afford. And in some cases, to those in dire need, give it to them without costs. Something had to be done, and it had to be done soon. Sparing not a drake, Garridan paid for the best sages he could find, and used the rest to buy as much surplus grain as he could wrest from the neighboring domains. A month passed, nothing surfaced. Winter's icy tendrils would soon creep across Farmantle Glens, causing the green to disappear from the landscape. Families would have to huddle close to their hearths, keeping warm and rationing the bits of food Garridan had given them. I could see Garridan's patience, which was immense, mind you, wearing thin. He told me he considered selling his keep, his belongings, anything to keep his people alive. If only the harvest would yield more, they'd be saved. Then, as if Mara herself had answered his prayers, a sage entered Garridan's keep with the answer. Legend told of a vessel of sorts from which water would pour endlessly, known as the Everflow Ewer. I'm almost certainly saying that wrong. Some say the divines themselves created it. Others thought perhaps a powerful sorcerer enchanted it. Wherever it was from, Garridan knew this could be his chance. Following directions from the sage, my lord and I set out to recover the ewer and rid Farmantle Glens of the drought. It took days to reach the entrance to the place. After we passed through a winding passage, we finally came to an odd door covered in mystical symbols. As the sage instructed, my lord touched some refined frost salts to the door. The ancient stone door opened, and we proceeded into the glade. A cave cut into a hillside led into a small glade of trees. In the center of the glade has started to stop sounding like a word. Flanked by two standing stones was a stone altar. On the altar, seemingly glowing with inner light, was the ewer. Cut from crystal, the vessel was the most beautiful thing I had ever seen. Water filled to the very top, and as legends held, would never diminish as the liquid decanted from it. Eager to return to his domain, Garridan grasped the ewer in hand. Suddenly, the ground trembled as though the mountains themselves were angered. The sky changed from sunlit blue to dreary gray. Even the ring of trees forming the glade seemed to bend away slightly from the altar, as if fearing what was to come. Then, with no warning, one of the standing stones cracked and exploded. My gaze froze and my heart fell as I looked upon the guardian of the glade. A huge creature, seemingly cut from the very same crystal as the Ewer, stepped forth and growled menacingly at my master. The air around it became very cold, as if it was born from the glaciers of the northern mountains. This was a being of ice. Living, breathing, ice. Garridan shouted at me to run as he drew his blade. Still clutching the Ewer in one hand, he gave a mighty swing at the ice creature. When the forged steel struck home, gave a resounding ring and nearly chipped the beast as a spike would when driven against the hardest of rocks. Never showing fear, my lord swung again and again, each blow being harmlessly deflected away. Then, a single and mighty blow from the ice creature knocked my lord down. His blade slid away and he lay on the forest floor, looking up into the crystalline eyes of his death. The ice creature raised its arm again for the fatal blow, and brought down hard at Garridan's prone form. I don't know why he did it. Perhaps it was an instinct, perhaps a moment's lasting judgment. But my lord lifted the Everflow Ewer defensively as he got up to a kneeling position. The blow from the creature connected with the vessel, creating an ear-splitting crash. There was the sound of water splashing and a horrible cracking noise as the sundered pitcher sent waves of freezing water in all directions. Even as I watched, liquid covered the ice creature and my poor master. They seemed suspended in place as if frozen solid. At the time, I didn't know how true my thoughts had become. As I watched in horror, they were encased in a tomb of pure ice. I could see Garridan's face as the ice overtook him, and I could swear he was crying. A few of his tears froze and fell to the ground at his feet like beautiful blue crystals. He knew he'd failed his mission. His people would starve, and he was responsible. Frost and ice covered everything in the glade now. The trees, the rocks, the soil, everything. It was then I became aware that the very air around me had begun to freeze. It was like a cold winter's night at first, and then it rapidly became worse. The cold was so bad it turned into a sort of frozen heat. It began to burn. My throat became tight, my breathing became difficult. I began to lose feeling in my arms and legs, and my vision was beginning to blur. I had to escape this icy glade and tell Garridan's story. It was the least I could do for such a noble man. With every bit of strength I could muster, I ran from the frost fire and back through the cave. I barely escaped with my life. My journey back to the domain of Garridan was a sad one. My heart was heavy, my mind clouded with misery. He was a good man, the greatest I'd ever known. To die like that was no way for such an honorable knight to end his life. When I finally reached the outskirts of Farmantle Glen, the farmers were waiting for me. I was ready to tell them the sad news, but they raised a cheer of great joy. They told me that only a week ago, a strange, bluish, glowing rain fell on their fields, and that the next day the crops began to grow as if there had never been a drought. A week ago was exactly when my master was frozen in that horrible glade, and his tears froze like bluish raindrops, frozen in time. I looked up at the heavens, and the twinkling lights suddenly gave me great comfort. I thanked Mara and headed home.
Day.
Interesting, isn't it? She does theorize that it was simply his tears that were blessed, but the tears may have been blessed simply to bring rain. Hopefully I won't be screwing over his settlement by getting the tears. I will say this, though.
Great. Anything else?
It's going to be interesting.
I wish I could tell you more about them, but that's all I remember from speaking to my colleagues here at the university.
Okay, that's fine. The fine frost salts?
Yes, I have them for sale. If you'd like to buy some, feel free. They're top quality. I refined them myself.
Yep. You
I
have
have
to spend money
potions
for
and
this.
everything you need to make your own. What will it be?
Refined frost salts are actually pretty useful because not only do they have the same effect as normal frost salts, they count as different ingredients. So if you want to make something with all the effects of frost salts, bam. There you go. There you
Come
go.
across any on you?
So, let's go to Frostfire Glade. We go in. This door does not require you to do anything. Hey, Mountain Lion. You don't care about me because I have shoes. The rat does care about me. And as thus, it was burned to death for it. Give me your meat so that I may use it for something vaguely useful. Sorry. The bear doesn't care. The rat is dead. As you can see, when a rat leaps at you, if you're quick on the draw and anticipate it with a touch spell, you can just slap it to death. Without taking any damage yourself. It also sends rats flying in interesting manners. This is the door that requires the frost assaults. This place is cold. It also has special frost astronauts. Let's get that one over here. What? It just instantly smacked him with the spell effect? Yeah, the Frostfire Astronauts are very dangerous indeed. Don't underestimate them. You drop Frost Salts. Here's one of Garridan's tears. Oh no. There's 5 in total. You want to equip a torch. Which logically should help a bit with the cold, but yeah. Let's hunt for the tears, shall we? There's one. They're all in this sort of frozen area. Keep that in mind. Here we see the tale is indeed true. Don't unequip the torch, it seems actually be causing issues, though. Garridan wore steel, apparently. And I am going to heal myself, because I'm kind of getting screwed up quite a bit. Let's hunt for more of his tears. Is that one? Yes, that is one. How many does that make so far? There's one more. I dragged you off of one. I know I found one over here. I don't think there are any in the ferns. It's good that I have such high restoration, I can just slap this out, though. Like, oh, you're trying to freeze me to death, I don't care, is so useful in this. thought there was one down there. Here's not. Now I need to figure out how to get out of here. Okay, I think I'm just going to get out like that. I could probably find a way out normally, but that's just much less boring than watching me try to hop out of the same place repeatedly, you know? I can't imagine that would be interesting to watch. Serve, sometimes his tears will bug out. Of course, I cannot heal the damage. Until I run out of magic or potions, but at this point that seems unlikely. Where is it? There should be one more. I know it's just one. This is getting silly. This should help. I can just look through under the ground, and that hopefully won't cause any issues. Where is that? What? Oh, it's right in the middle of the shiny bit. Okay. So this is where this part is, right over here. Yeah. I like that even though the journal isn't supposed to reflect too much personality, role-playing game and all that, it still goes, I'd really like a warm fire, which is completely sensible. If I was continuously healing through that, heck, if I hadn't healed and tried to just face tank it, I might have died. That would have been a very awkward death for me. And I would have even accomplished as much as Sir Garridan did. Alright. Let's go put these precious gems in someone's hands. Alright. Let's go. I nearly froze myself to death, and I had to cheat the game.
You
to
look
actually
like you've
find the
seen
final
some
key.
travel.
That's one way to put it. Rumors?
Archmage.
Fracky, what do you say about the salts?
Yes, I've heard of mages who seal portals with an ingredient as a key. Makes the door impossible to lockpick. Refined frost salts sounds like something that Juliana would specialize in. You may want to go back to the university and speak to her.
I don't think they intended you to do that, but okay. Here, the tears.
You found 5 of the tears? Fantastic. This turned out better than I expected. Perhaps a little bit of a bonus is in order.
Yep. All right.
Tears look beautiful in my collection.
Let's end the episode here, ladies and gentlemen. We found Garriden's tears. We got our loot. And we did the little side quests. Next up, the actual main Mages Guild quest line, which isn't nearly as interesting as these beginning quests would have you to believe. So, if you have any questions, comments, or suggestions, please leave them in the comment section below, or in the threads on Spacebattles and Sufficient Velocity that will be linked in the description. And for now, goodbye!